The way we grieve is, of course, changing, and the finger is being pointed at the coronavirus during this time. Funeral homes everywhere are having to adjust their services to accommodate a smaller crowd. 7 News' Melanie Palmer tells us how social distancing is impacting an upstate mortuary and how directors there interact with families who are mourning their loved ones. Melanie?
Diane, as we deal with limits being placed on large gatherings, funeral homes are having to figure out a new way for people to say their final goodbyes. But one of the most difficult parts about all of this for an Inman funeral home is not being able to comfort grieving families like they've done for decades. Empty pews in what typically is a full chapel. It's becoming the norm for Seawright Funeral Home Director Travis Page.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And as he walks through what usually is a space that is full of families and close friends.
Then once they leave, we spray Lysol disinfectant on all the tables and everything.
He says they're now adjusting to a different way of helping families say goodbye.
As far as people coming in, family to view, we like to do it at 10 at a time.
But other than attendance at the actual memorial service being much smaller, there's another very important job at hand that funeral service directors like Page are left dealing with.
We try to treat everybody just the way that we'd want to be treated if we was on the other side.
That's consoling grieving families. It's something Page does on a daily basis, but now they're having to step back from the usual.
We're used to shaking people's hands. We're part of the community. People come in, they know us, they deal with us all the time, they give us a lot of hugs. So it's just hard not being that connected.
And the same goes over at John Woodward Funeral Home in Spartanburg. Licensed director there, Denson Woodward Ferguson, tells us they're encouraging social distancing. And she says they're only doing graveside services right now as a precaution.
We are putting out only 10 chairs. Those chairs are being sanitized before and after each graveside.
And even though there's uncertainty right now for the future, Page and Ferguson both say they will make it work for the people and families dealing with an already tough time in their lives.
We're just keeping our fingers crossed and praying everything works out.
Now, the National Funeral Directors Association say these services need to be limited to immediate family until March 31st. Diane?
Thank you, Melanie. And some families have decided to hold off on services for now and are planning memorial services down the road.